Good morning, everyone. My name is Fabrizio del Maffeo. I'm the Managing Director of AAEON Europe, part of ASUS. In my presentation, first I want to introduce my company because I'm sure that most of you don't know AAEON. And afterwards, Marco will make a real-life demo. Okay, who is AAEON? ASUS, I think that you know ASUS. ASUS is one of the largest PC manufacturer in the world. The AAEON within ASUS is the industrial computing company. What we do is industrial PC, OEM PC. Then we try to not sell with our brand, we try to brand it with the brand of our customer. AAEON is a company with a global coverage. As you can see, more or less we have offices in all the most important countries. And in terms of product, we started 25 years ago with the main board and the motherboard, the PC. And then we started to do system for industrial application, panel PC, firewall, and recently also industrial ruggedized tablets. 3 years ago, I personally started to look at the professional maker market, to the startups, and I noticed that there were a big part of the market made by this company, innovative company, young company, which had a different approach to the market in the way they make the product, and which had the need to go to market as fast as they can. And there was a big gap, from my point of view, between the typical industrial approach and the approach of this company. And I thought that the product that we had could not fit the need of the market and the need of this company. To address them, then we had an idea, a simple idea. We pick up the most popular maker board in the market, that is the Raspberry Pi, and we decide to put Intel CPU into Raspberry Pi, then make it as a PC, create an all-in-one ultra-compact PC. At the same time, it's also adding an industrial-grade component and manufacturing process to it, to let the customer to access to the ultra-compact industrial PC, to access to the ecosystem of Raspberry Pi, and then to use this board to go to mass production very quick. We decided to launch the project on Kickstarter, and because we want to do differently. And thanks to this, we could create a community of more than 3,000 developers around the board, an industrial community. 70% of them, of the people of the community, were company. And thanks to this successful experience, we decided to extend the catalog of the board, adding a second version and a third version this year. Around what's particular of this board is that we build up an ecosystem around. Basically, again, leveraging Raspberry Pi, we could have an ecosystem of company who could help our customer to build up quickly and in a simple way a proof of concept, and also to go to mass production with the same board without changing it. Among this company, of course, we decided to work with IQRF. We found each other a good fit, and we became partner. And with IQRF, we have built up what you just seen, that is the IQRF starter kit. That small board is a complete PC. Then you can, of course, you can work as gateway of IQRF, but you can run whatever you want. It has the capability to run all the operative system, from Windows to Android, including Linux, full system, Windows Professional. You can also leverage the expansion of Raspberry Pi to plug in whatever you think you may add, even control motors, whatever you want to do in IoT. Then allows you to have a complete IoT gateway and also a complete system in an ultra-compact form factor, because you can see it's here, the board, very small. But actually, looking at, and this was very good for building up prototypes and small production, but if we look at the application of QRF, most of applications are outside the office, of course, are in logistics, then in warehouses, in outside, outdoor, in street lighting, automation, and so on. And then still starting with the same board, we decided to build up the gateway himself, to give the chance told the developer to just not change anything in the software, just develop the solution using the board, and then pick up the gateway that is based on the same board that can fulfill better the expectation. Here you have 2 examples of the first 2 gateway that we decided to introduce. But again, if you look at the application of IQRF and outdoor application, sometimes your gateway and your IoT network has to run in a harsh environment. If you look at Prague, for example, where we are today, this is a beautiful picture of Prague. I didn't take it, Prague in January, you have minus 5.3 degrees on average as low. You have snow. And if you look at summertime, you have beautiful weather, but in June there are on average 10 days of rain. And then you have to think that your gateway or application has to run outside in this kind of harsh environment. How can you do it? What to do it? To solve the issue, we are here to announce and to show you the IQRF IoT gateway based on the same architecture of a starter kit, but IP68. What does it mean, IP68? It means that this gateway can be immersed in the water. It can work also under the water. I don't think that many of you has application under the water, but the good point is that you can use it outdoor without any problem. It can work at minus 20 plus 70 degrees. And then it is, of course, dust-proof and waterproof. And in addition to this, as you can see, you have 4 antennas. Why 4 antennas? Because you can bridge the network of IQRF with the LTE network, to the operator network. Then you can use your IQRF network to control, for example, a building, a parking lot, and this gateway can collect the data, make the analysis on the data, and send the data to the network. But it can also bridge IQRF and the network with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth if you want to also connect with the other peripherals. And the gateway is here on the stage. And I want to invite Marco Barbato, the Technical Director of AAEON, to show you a demo because it's working in front of you right now. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. You can keep it. Okay, good morning, everyone. Basically, I want to tell you a story about this gateway. When we started to think about IP68 gateway was because we are seeing a lot of opportunity in outdoor application. You can see here smart agriculture, smart parking, smart metering, smart city in general. So basically, we decided to leverage our experience from industrial PC product and to merge it with the app product line, as Fabrizio said, because one of the key points of this gateway and the other gateways that we have is not only the features that we are bringing, IP68, outdoor extended temperature, but it's also the fact that we are implementing the concepts that we are developing here at IQRF Alliances. Basically, we are trying and we will offer a solution, not a product, a solution that will basically reflect the values that we are developing with IQRF. So basically the point is easiness of application of this gateway in order to create very quickly the proof of concept of your application and then to scale up to mass production. And in order to do this, basically you need to have interoperability because maybe in the same smart city application you need to pair smart parking, air pollution control, many things. And as Shimon said, not all the companies are doing all the products. You need to put together many solutions, especially the IoT system integrators. Their role in the future will be very important because they will need to put together hardware, installation, software, and many things. So basically, we try to implement in this product the possibility to keep it very flexible. Here, it's a very crowded slide. I don't want to go through all the lines, but as you can see, we put onboard RAM, onboard memory to sustain harsh environments. That is not only smart parking, could be also transportation, could be many things. This gateway is quite quite the base for outdoor applications. And then for sure we put all IP67 connectors on M12, bringing out functions that are normally requested, not only for a single application, but also for others. Indeed, we have HDMI that is not used in a smart parking, but in another application like outdoor signage is used. And then thanks to the mini card and then .2 slot, you can extend the connectivity of the product. Then for sure, starting from the base of this product that is incorporating AppSquare, so is automatically supporting all the operative system and all the alliances that we are doing with App, for sure, starting from this base, we can bring the capability of customization that AAEON has. So maybe starting from this gateway, we can customize it to fit in the specification of your project. Let's say that for IQ offering, we are basically ready with the indoor entry-level gateway that we will launch this month. But for the outdoor gateway, this is the sample. This is the first sample that you see. It's basically the engineering sample 1. And the idea is to be ready in July with a usable golden sample with IQRF integrated and to have mass production after the summer. The integration that we plan here is not something complicated. You don't have to open to put this transceiver inside. We basically studied a solution that is including the IQRF transceiver inside the antenna. So basically you plug the USB connector and you have the antenna. And it's very easy also for the installation. You don't have to struggle with operations. And basically this will be put on sales on AAEON and IQRF after the summer. So basically, here, the story about this demo. We got this gateway in Europe 2 weeks ago, and then talking with Shimon, we decided to try to create a real demo reflecting a real application, like the environment monitoring. So basically, AAEON is doing hardware. It's not doing any vertical application for IoT. So we try to exploit the values of IQRF alliances by Shimon basically put me in touch with TC Pisek that is doing basically a solution, a software gateway solution for monitoring the environment. They call in the device of Tesla sensor, and basically they received our gateway Friday, and then in 2 days they put up the demo. The sensor, the end node sensor is that one. And as you can see in the next slide, we are trying to reproduce a real application. We are monitoring air pollution, dust, light sensor. We have then the monitoring of the temperature, humidity, and air pressure. But if you think about this gateway is powered by a quad-core Atom. So by also disabling the graphical engine, we can put the power consumption very low. But we have enough power, enough computational power, not only to connect one kind of sensor. We can have a complete coverage for a smart city application with waste management, with parking management. Really, the gateway is so powerful that can have application like edge computing, aggregate all the data, and already make decision or provide you data. So basically here they connected this end node to our gateway using IQRF technology, and we started to stream easily the data on a dashboard. Now we'll try to show you this dashboard. Let me check if it's projecting the dashboard that or not. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So basically this is a basic dashboard. Then we select the IoT outdoor environments. And for sure we are inside a building. So the first data are about the air pollution. So there are elements that you cannot hopefully detect here. But then there are other elements, very simple, like light sensor, temperature, pressure, that you can that you can see here. And this is a very simple representation of what we are doing with the data. They are basically aggregating the data and giving information to make decisions. That in a smart city could be also to understand that there is a big traffic point, there is a lot of pollution, and you can cross this data with smart parking. There are already applications that are crossing this data and rerouting the traffic by signage to different kind of areas of the city, or suggesting the people to take other things. So basically, this is very simple. What I want to underline is that our gateway is covering the outdoor application, and really in 2 days we could put together this simple application. So this could be, if you think we can put 10 or 12 of the end node and several gateways, in 2 days you can have the proof of concept and show to your final customer that really in few hours you can be up and running with the application and provide them the data that then they will analyze. And from this you can really scale up to a real application. And what is important, you can really copy and paste the same application to a different city, because this is another topic that many companies, especially smart metering companies, are facing. For them it's difficult then to reproduce the same application from a city to another one, because you have maybe different kind of system. If we base on a standard, IQRF standard, we can really copy and paste the application. So the effort that you are putting for a single project can be reproduced later. So this is just a small introduction of our gateway. Basically, we are here outside if you want to have questions for us about the gateway. TCPsec is also here at the marketplace. They will have a presentation tomorrow morning, so you can check really the details of the implementation of this software and this demo. Thank you very much. The presentation is ending here. Thank you.